What up, y'all? We're back with another jaywalking. It's Friday. Beautiful out. We got out, started running probably like quarter after 6, right around there. Had the Garmin watch now for a week. Gonna do a full, little more in-depth review on it and what I think. Also just got a new pair of Saucony Endorphin Speed 2. I got them on sale. They were literally half off. So, kind of hard to not want to pick them up. They were only $80. And the first pair I had, they're still going because pretty much I just raced with them. But they have, I don't know, a couple hundred miles on them, and they're still going strong. So I picked up another pair of Speed 2, and you put on the fresh ones and you're just like, man, these things are just so good. Like, if you never had a chance to try them out, I highly suggest it. They got a nylon plate inside, super comfortable, but the thing I like about them is the bounce that you get and the speed roll technology. It helps really just, I don't know, it helps you like feel fast. They almost push you to make you want to run. But back on the Garmin, I did, they have like coaching on the watch, which is pretty cool. There's a couple of different things that it tracks your VO2 max, your sleep. It has a body battery function built in, kind of letting you know by your vitals on what it can track on, like how well your body feels and how much training you should really do for the day. So yesterday I went to do a little bit of a run in the morning, and it legitimately said, don't run, take a rest day, or at the most do very light exercise. So I am stubborn. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. I'm stubborn, so I did a very late run in the morning, and pretty much just, I don't know how you would, we'll put it this way. I still got almost 26,000 steps, but that was from a lot of walking. It was probably the lowest activity I've done since I was sick a couple weeks ago and had a really bad fever. But today I got out and went to run, and it had a actual training plan built in for me to do. So I did it. So for the next couple weeks, I'm going to try and follow what the watch is saying run wise. We're gonna start hitting the weights again tonight. I want to build up my chest a little more, arms a little bit. I want to get my arms used to doing a lot more swinging, because when I say we, I mean me. I just say we because there's people that follow me, which I'm extremely appreciative of, but I need to get the arms a little stronger and more used to swinging, because next year I want to do my first full-on marathon. I was talking to my wife last night, and there's a few long-term goals that I have. I'd like to next year do my first full marathon. Next year I'd like to do the Damn Yeti. It's a 55K trail run. I'd like to do that. One of my coworkers does it with her husband. Sounds like it would be a lot of fun. So we're going to do that. Well, I'm going to try. I'm not going to jump into something that I'm not ready for, but I figure, I have about a year from now of really busting my butt and getting the training squared away for it. Did my first half marathon this year. We have another half marathon coming up in October. This one is called the Ocean Isle BAM. BAM stands for Big Ass Metal, because you get a giant 6-inch wide medal. So I'm excited for that. It'll be my second half marathon. And, around the same time next year, I'd like to be able to do the Damn Yeti and my first full marathon. Next year, I'll probably scale back a little bit on how many races I do. I mean, we'll still probably do 5Ks here and there, but I want to focus more on long distance stuff, more training, because my long-term goals are, I want to eventually do stuff like, someday I'd like to do the Rocky Raccoon 100. It's a big goal, but did I ever think I'd be able to do a half marathon? I never even thought I'd be able to do a 5K. And here we are. I've got 18 of them now, or 15 at least, in my pocket. So I want to be able to eventually do the Rocky Raccoon 100. Someday, UTMB. That would be awesome. And eventually, I want to be fit enough and have enough running in so that I can do either Boston or New York, eventually when I have the money and can get out of the States to do another race. I'd like to do either Tokyo or London. That would be amazing. And I'll be damned if I don't do them. Once I got my mind right and I'm focused, it's hard to hold me back. At least now, it's all for fitness goals. A few years back, when I was overweight, all of my goals were related to like video games and unhealthy habits. And I don't want that to be taken wrong. Video games are fine in moderation. Of course, I'd like to see less people focus on those. I'd like to see less people focus on entertainment as a whole, especially the entertainment industry. They make so much money off of us because we just hand over fist, just, here, take my money, when we have way better things we can do with it, like getting ourselves healthier, more in shape, getting our lifestyles on track. I don't want to say diet, because diet always sounds short term, and the way I like to think about how I lost my weight and how I'm maintaining is it was a lifestyle change, not a diet change. It's a lifestyle thing. You change your diet, that means you change the way you eat going forward. Not just, I'm going to do this for a few weeks, lose a few pounds, go back to the way I was eating before, gain those pounds back, and then be stuck in a repeating cycle. That's one thing that, honestly, I hate to see the fitness industry uses against people all the time. If you're a coach and You're out here trying to help people get better. Help them get better. Don't provide short-term solutions so that they can keep coming back to you and you making more money off of the same person for 10 years. If you've been training somebody for a few years and it's not on a like IFBB pro level, something's not right. And I know some people are going to take that and get all angry and hurt and try and come at me, but think about it. If you're providing people long-term solutions, why do you need to keep making money off of them? Yeah, it's the truth. You may not want to hear it, and I know some people are like, oh my God, no, that's going to screw up my whole money making. I don't care. I really don't care. Stop taking advantage of people. Stop taking advantage of people and their feelings because they have a will and a want to get healthy, lose the weight, and the only thing you're looking for is a bigger paycheck. Because that ain't right. You're as bad as the next person that you're complaining about. Sorry, it was a little bit of a rant. I just get tired of saying it because I see a few people say stuff that's just totally incorrect, like telling people to jack their calories up to 4,500 and all of a sudden they're going to lose weight. I was watching a video earlier from Lane Norton. He's got a channel on YouTube called BioLane, and yeah, I don't agree 100% with everything that someone I follow says, but he had a very good point earlier when he was pointing someone else out. And we need to stop using anecdotal evidence as an end game. Like, oh, well, this one guy did this one thing this one time, therefore everyone is, that should work for everybody, right? Well, let me ask you this. Was there somebody recording everything they did the whole time? Nope. I can tell you one thing. When it comes to me, I documented every step of my progress, and I openly talk about it. When I started with keto, and then I learned that carbohydrates are not the devil. Your body actually thrives off them, and saturated fat is what's hurting you. Same with cholesterol. Your body produces all the cholesterol it's going to need. You don't need to put extra inside you. Now, you do what you want, eat how you want, but I'm just telling you what the actual science says and what has been cited. This isn't just me spewing and regurgitating stuff. Go look it up on legitimate, credible sites. Look it up on PubMed. Do it. Don't just take what I'm saying and run with it. Do your own research. That's how I got here. I did my own research. I started by following what a couple people said I should do, and it worked for a little bit. But when it came down to it, what actually was happening was I just inherently was cutting the amount of food that I was putting in my body. Literally, I was eating less calories, and that's how I started losing weight. It wasn't because of keto. It was because I started eating more mindfully. I was eating for fuel and to help myself feel full rather than eating out of boredom. And I started to realize things like that. And I'll say this until the day that I die. The biggest thing you can do is journal what you eat for a day. Log it. But you have to be honest with yourself. 100%. If you're not honest with yourself, then we can just stop this conversation right here and keep going, because this isn't going to be for you. Weight loss comes down to you being honest with you. That's the biggest thing. Number 2, log your food. All of it. If you ate 10 grams of peanut butter while you were standing there cooking dinner, log it. There's no excuse. Because here's what happens, right? Someone will say, oh man, I barely eat anything. I can't lose the weight though. Well, guess who that was? That was me in the beginning. And then I logged my food. And I saw that I was eating 6,000 calories every day. That was that. And make sure you're including your drinks. If you're not drinking diet and it's 0 calories, add it in. And that's going to be a little tougher when you're using, like, you know, one of those automated cappuccino machines and stuff like that, because you can't really track that kind of stuff so easy. Half the time they don't even have the numbers written on the machine on how many calories a cup of it is. But at least give yourself an estimate. If you drink a Monster, look at the can, make sure you write down the amount of calories in it per serving. That's another big one. Most people don't really even look at that part. And I was even guilty of this not that long ago. There's these things called Bobo's bars. They're good, they're delicious, give you a ton of carbs for you to go run. They're like the perfect thing to eat before you go and have a run. But here I am thinking that a bar, because they're not overly big, here I am thinking that one bar is 170 calories. Well, I didn't realize that it was 170 calories for half the bar. So that right there, me eating one every day, that's actually 340 calories that I'm eating, not 170. So that's almost 200 more than what I originally was thinking. Now, say you're on a 2,000 calorie diet, right? And every day you're thinking you're doing something like, oh, well, this little treat is only 150, 200. But you're failing to realize that that's for half of the bar, or half of the whatever, the package of chips that you're eating. Well, that's going to dramatically throw you off, especially if you do that 2-3 times in a day. Just that one item, say I was doing 2,000, just that one item is going to put me almost 200 over what I'm expecting to have for the day. So, just a little bit of advice. If you're going to start actually doing the numbers, make sure you're doing them honestly. Look at the servings on the back of the package. A lot of the times, you'll get like a bag of Doritos or something out of a vending machine, and it'll say like, 200 calories or something like that. And then you'll see next to it in little writing, per serving. And then when you look over to the left of that, you see the bag's got 3 servings. So you eat that bag, you don't even, you just glance over that real quick. Oh, this bag's 200. No, it's not, it's 6. It's one bag of chips. And if you're anything like I used to be, you could sit there, smash that bag of chips like it's nothing, and then go grab another one. That's how I ended up at 6,000 every day. Very easily. just in my like cup of coffee in the morning, I couldn't even tell you how much. Like, I would put, I don't know, 6, 8 packets of sugar in there, a ton of creamer. I would add, turn my coffee, I put a thing of cappuccino in there, hot chocolate mix. Like, you're turning what could be a, I don't know, say you use oat milk or something that could be maybe a 40, 50 calorie coffee just from your creamer and stuff, to 600, 700 easily. Like, and you don't even think about it. So guess what? Just in my coffee in the morning, boom, 600, 700 calories. And then right behind that, I'm eating a pack of Pop-Tarts or something like that. So now, first thing in the morning, I'm already, say I'm at 2,000 calorie diet. I'm already halfway done. And it ain't even 10 o'clock. So take those small little tidbits there into consideration, because just like a puzzle or Legos, it's small pieces that you put together that help with the long-term process. A little bit here and there will help you along the way. A lot of it is learning, and these few steps that you may be able to input on your daily routine can really be a game changer. They work for me. But again, journal your food. Be honest with yourself. The other big one is get a food scale, because, like, again, I always mention peanut butter just because it's so, like, calorically dense for so little bit. Like, if you like peanut butter, get a scale and weigh it out, because I'll tell you one thing. I have like 3 different tablespoons at home, and each one of them will give me a different amount of grams when I'm trying to, like, measure something out. So, and that's the other thing. When you're calculating your calories, do it by the grams, unless you're going to eat a whole package of something. But make sure you're adding up each serving that you're doing. Peanut butter is just, my default, because I love it and it's so dense in calories. I measure 2 tablespoons out, and then I look, and it's actually equal to like 2.5 servings. Whereas if I use a different tablespoon, it may only be a little less than 1. Like, but I gotta get ready for work for the day. My routine is wrapped up for the morning. And until the next one, catch y'all later. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit like. Follow me. Stay tuned for more. And have a wonderful day.